What if a simple hand movement could increase blood flow to your brain, improve focus, and even support your nervous system's natural healing ability? No drugs, no equipment, just your own body, gently signaling itself to activate healing pathways it already knows how to use. It sounds too simple to matter, but the truth is, your hands are more than tools. They are deeply connected to your brain, your heart, and your entire circulatory and nervous systems. Your hands are packed with dense networks of nerves, blood vessels, and microcapillaries. When you contract and release them in intentional, rhythmic ways, especially using a technique called cyclical isometric squeezing, you're not just moving muscles, you're engaging something much deeper. You're triggering a vascular response that pushes more oxygen-rich blood into the brain, helps flush out metabolic waste, and gently stimulates regions tied to emotional regulation and clarity. This is especially important for older adults. As we age, blood circulation to the brain naturally decreases. That can lead to foggy thinking, poor sleep, slower reaction time, and even mood changes. Many people are told these symptoms are just normal aging, but there's more to the story. Often it's not just about age, it's about stagnation. Movement, even tiny movement, is medicine, especially when that movement taps into natural systems that support neurovascular health. Now, you might be wondering, can squeezing my hands really make a difference in how my brain feels? The answer is yes, when done correctly, with intention, and as part of a lifestyle that supports your body's healing design. Functional medicine teaches us to look at the body as a network, not isolated parts. When your hands move, they don't just send a mechanical signal, they send a message to your brainstem, your vagus nerve, and your cardiovascular rhythm. Mainstream advice often skips over these simple connections. We're told to take a pill for brain fog, to drink more caffeine, or just push through tiredness. But what your brain is really asking for might be something very different. Blood, oxygen, movement, presence. In this video, we're going to explore why your hands are a secret gateway to your brain. You'll learn the neuroscience behind grip strength and blood flow, why rhythmic squeezing improves brain oxygenation, and how to combine this simple technique with things like magnesium-rich foods, slow breathing, and natural light exposure to supercharge brain repair. We'll also show you how this ties into your circadian rhythm, your sleep cycles, and even emotional resilience. If you care about sleeping deeper, healing faster, and aging with energy, make sure to watch until the end and subscribe so you don't miss the natural wisdom your body is craving. Rhythmic hand squeezing enhances cerebral blood flow. Most people think blood flow is something automatic, something the heart takes care of entirely on its own. But there's more to the story. Your circulation is influenced by movement, posture, muscle contractions, and even the way you breathe. And one of the simplest ways to support better blood flow to your brain, especially as you age, is something you can do right now, just by gently squeezing your hands. When you close your hand into a soft fist, hold for a few seconds, then slowly release. You're engaging what's known as a peripheral muscle pump. This isn't just moving the hand, it's moving blood. Each squeeze compresses the blood vessels in the palm and fingers, helping to push venous blood back toward the heart, which triggers a mild increase in cardiac output. In return, your brain receives a fresher supply of oxygen-rich blood. You might not feel it right away, but over time, this repeated action supports the delivery of nutrients and oxygen to neurons, glial cells, and synaptic networks that are crucial for cognition and mood. This is especially relevant for older adults. After the age of 50, circulation to the brain naturally declines, which can reduce oxygen delivery by up to 20%. That's a significant drop, and it contributes to brain fog, poor sleep, and slower reaction times. But your body isn't broken, it just needs support. When you activate your hand muscles deliberately, you're giving your vascular system a cue to engage more actively. You're helping the brain get what it needs to function well, without relying on stimulants or prescription drugs. There's a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology that demonstrates how rhythmic isometric hand grip exercises increase blood flow velocity to the middle cerebral artery. That's one of the key vessels delivering blood directly to your brain's frontal regions, which govern attention, planning, and emotional regulation. The takeaway? Simple hand contractions aren't just mechanical, they're deeply neurological. Now here's something else fascinating. When you squeeze and release your hand, especially if you alternate between left and right hands, you're also engaging both sides of your brain. The right hand activates the left hemisphere, and vice versa. This bilateral stimulation has been shown in therapeutic settings to enhance emotional processing, increase focus, and even calm overactive stress responses. So you're not just improving blood flow, you're fine-tuning your brain's inner communication system. For best results, try this protocol. Sit upright with your feet grounded. Rest your arms gently on your thighs or armrests. Slowly close your right hand into a gentle fist, just firm enough to feel the muscle contract, but not so tight that it causes tension. Hold for 5 to 6 seconds, then slowly release, letting your fingers open fully. Wait a breath or two, then do the same with your left hand. Alternate for 2 to 3 minutes. If possible, breathe slowly through your nose while doing this, extending the exhale. You can do this once in the morning and once in the evening to start. To enhance this effect, pair the practice with a walk in natural sunlight. Morning light supports your circadian rhythm and boosts nitric oxide release, which helps your vessels stay elastic and responsive. You can also add magnesium-rich foods like cooked spinach, pumpkin seeds, or almonds to your evening meal to help relax the vascular system and prepare the brain for deep restorative sleep. If this is helping you see health differently, tap the like button. It helps us reach more people who need this. So the next time you feel foggy, slow, or stressed, try this before reaching for caffeine. Your body is designed to heal itself. You don't need to fight your body, just understand how it works. Supporting your brain starts with supporting circulation, and that begins right in the palm of your hand. Grip strength is linked to brain function and longevity. What if I told you that one of the most accurate predictors of brain health and even life expectancy isn't found in a blood test, a scan, or a genetic report, but in the strength of your grip? Grip strength may seem like a simple marker of physical ability, but research tells us it's a silent reflection of something much deeper: your nervous system's integrity, your muscular coordination, and even your vascular health. And as surprising as it sounds, people with stronger grip strength tend to live longer, think clearer, and age more resiliently. Let's look at the science. Studies published in journals like The Lancet and BMJ have shown that lower grip strength in older adults is consistently associated with a higher risk of cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and even all-cause mortality. Why? Because your hand is a direct extension of your brain. Every time you grip something, a signal travels from your brain to your spinal cord, through your motor neurons, into your muscles, and back again through sensory nerves. A strong grip reflects a healthy loop. When grip strength weakens, it often indicates reduced neurological signaling, declining muscle mass, and poor vascular perfusion, all of which affect the brain. It's not just about being able to open jars or carry groceries, it's about what those small physical actions represent. Weak grip equals weak input to the brain, and weak input leads to weak output, slower thinking, reduced adaptability, and impaired coordination. Now here's the empowering part. Grip strength is highly trainable at any age, and you don't need weights, machines, or a gym. Just using a simple hand gripper tool, squeezing a stress ball, or even using your own body weight during tasks like wringing a towel or holding a plank can stimulate improvements. But this is about more than just muscle. When you engage your hands, you also activate cortical areas of the brain responsible for attention and focus. Functional MRI scans show that hand movement lights up regions in the prefrontal cortex, the very areas that begin to shrink with age or chronic inflammation. So when you work your grip, you're not just strengthening the hand, you're strengthening the command center behind it. Try this protocol daily. Using a soft rubber ball, squeeze firmly for 5 seconds, then release slowly. Repeat this 8 to 10 times per hand. You can also try towel wringing. Grasp a dry towel with both hands and twist it as though you're wringing water out. Hold the tension for a few seconds, then release. These exercises help re-establish the neural pathways between hand and brain, boosting circulation and improving joint stability. Even walking with hand weights or carrying grocery bags with purpose, what's called loaded carry, can turn routine movements into brain-boosting moments. Just 5 to 10 minutes of mindful grip engagement each day is enough to start rewiring those circuits. And here's something even more interesting. In traditional Chinese medicine and reflexology, specific points on the hands are believed to correspond to different organ systems. While modern science approaches this differently, there's growing evidence that stimulating the skin, fascia, and nerves of the hand can influence the autonomic nervous system and create a calming effect. You might notice that after doing grip work, your stress levels drop, your mind feels clear, and your sleep improves. That's not just coincidence, that's biology in action. Subscribe if you're learning something new, because there's more natural healing wisdom to come. The message is simple. If you want to keep your brain sharp, don't neglect your hands. They are the tools you use to interact with the world, and they're wired directly into your survival, your clarity, and your capacity to age with grace. Grip strength isn't just about function, it's a mirror of how well your brain is communicating with your body. Your body is designed to heal itself. You just need to give it the right inputs. Start with your hands, reconnect with that circuit, and feel the strength return from the inside out. Hand movement stimulates the vagus nerve and activates healing. You've likely heard of the vagus nerve before, sometimes called the body's wandering nerve. It touches almost every major organ, and it plays a central role in healing, rest, and recovery. But what you may not know is that something as simple as gently moving or squeezing your hands can help stimulate this nerve and shift your entire system into a parasympathetic healing state. Let's look at the pathway. The vagus nerve originates at the base of the brain and travels down through the neck, chest, and into the abdomen. Along the way, it influences heart rate, breathing, digestion, immune activity, and inflammation levels. It also picks up information from your external environment, like temperature, touch, and subtle movement, and relays that information back to your brain. Your hands, which are rich in sensory nerves and receptors, are deeply connected to this system. When you engage your hands in rhythmic, intentional movement, like squeezing and releasing, or lightly massaging your palms and fingertips, you're sending sensory feedback to the brainstem. This feedback loops through the vagal system and signals the body, we are safe, we can rest, we can heal. What's happening in your body is a measurable shift. Your heart rate variability improves, cortisol levels drop, and your digestion and immune functions begin to upregulate. That's not magic, it's neurophysiology. You don't need to take a pill or silence your mind for an hour. Just 5 minutes of hand engagement, combined with deep, slow breathing, can nudge your body toward balance. There's a powerful study in Frontiers in Neuroscience showing that tactile stimulation of the hands increased vagal tone and improved emotional regulation in adults under chronic stress. Think about that. Your hands, when used with awareness, become a natural switch to regulate your entire nervous system. Try this daily reset protocol. Sit comfortably and place your hands palm up on your thighs. Begin by gently rubbing your palms together to create warmth. Then, using your thumb, press slowly along the base of each finger on the opposite hand, pausing at any tender areas. After this, hold each hand in a soft, open position and simply breathe. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale even more slowly through your mouth. Do this for just 3 to 4 minutes, especially in the evening. You'll likely notice a sense of calm, groundedness, and clarity. If you experience trouble falling asleep or feel stuck in your thoughts, this practice is especially helpful before bed. You're not trying to distract yourself. You're engaging a built-in healing circuit that often gets ignored in our fast screen-based lives. When you bring awareness to your hands, you're not just helping circulation, you're reactivating your inner calm. And for those who meditate or pray, combining those practices with slow hand movement, such as counting beads, rubbing the palms, or gentle pressure points, can deepen the effect. These rituals may have originated from spiritual traditions, but their physiological effects are now being confirmed by science. We now understand that slow rhythmic hand movement paired with an intentional breath activates the prefrontal cortex, lowers amygdala reactivity, and strengthens parasympathetic pathways. If this is helping you see health differently, tap the like button. It helps us reach more people who need this. Here's the deeper message. You don't need to force healing. You don't need to control every symptom. What you need is to support the systems that are already built to heal you. Your vagus nerve is that system, and your hands are the gateway. As you age, your nervous system becomes more sensitive to stress, toxins, and chronic inflammation, but it also becomes more responsive to calm, to care, and to consistent daily rhythms. Even a few minutes a day of hand-based vagal stimulation can create momentum that helps you sleep better, digest better, and think more clearly. You don't need to fight your body, just understand it. The healing you're looking for doesn't always come in a bottle or a scan. Sometimes it starts in the most human place of all, your hands. Fine motor hand activity boosts brain plasticity and cognitive reserve. One of the most hopeful discoveries in neuroscience is this. The brain can change at any age. It's called neuroplasticity, and it means your brain has the ability to form new connections, strengthen weak ones, and even repair damage given the right signals. What many people overlook is that one of the strongest signals for plasticity comes from your hands. The more precisely you use your fingers, the more actively your brain fires. It's not just about gripping or squeezing. It's about engaging in tasks that require controlled, intentional movement, writing by hand, drawing, threading a needle, peeling garlic, folding cloth, or playing a musical instrument. These actions light up the sensory-motor cortex and stimulate deeper brain regions tied to memory, attention, and coordination. Your hands take up a surprisingly large area of your brain's sensory and motor maps. In fact, if you looked at a brain scan of someone doing a fine motor task like playing piano or knitting, you'd see activation across multiple regions, not just the motor cortex. You'd see the prefrontal cortex lighting up, which is involved in decision-making. You'd see the cerebellum firing, which supports balance and timing. You'd even see changes in the hippocampus, which is essential for forming long-term memory. Why does this matter for aging? Because as we get older, the brain naturally loses some volume and speed. But this decline isn't set in stone. Research shows that people who regularly engage their hands in skilled tasks maintain more cognitive reserve, the brain's backup system that protects against memory loss, confusion, and even dementia. A study in the journal Neurobiology of Aging found that older adults who performed regular hand-based learning tasks showed improvements in attention, working memory, and verbal fluency. Even more fascinating, the benefits didn't require hours of training. Just 30 minutes a day of focused, meaningful hand activity made a difference over a few weeks. You can start simply. Try writing in a notebook each morning for 5 minutes. Use cursive if you can. The hand-eye-brain coordination required by cursive handwriting stimulates the same neural pathways as learning a new skill. Or prepare a meal from scratch using your hands. Peel the vegetables, mix with a spoon, measure with your fingers. These acts may seem small, but neurologically, they are powerful. For a more structured approach, try this. Choose a fine motor task you enjoy, whether it's sewing, painting, origami, or whittling wood, and do it 3 times a week for 20 to 30 minutes. Avoid distractions. Don't watch TV or check your phone while doing it. Let your hands teach your brain how to focus again. It's less about what you make and more about how your brain learns to direct attention, sequence actions, and stay calm under gentle effort. And don't underestimate the emotional benefit. Using your hands in meaningful ways releases dopamine, the brain's motivation and reward chemical. It also reduces rumination, those endless cycles of worry and regret, by anchoring you in the present. This is why hand-based practices are often used in therapy for anxiety, PTSD, and depression. If this is helping you see health differently, tap the like button. It helps us reach more people who need this. You don't need expensive brain training apps or supplements to keep your mind sharp. You just need to reconnect with the tools you were born with. Your hands are not just instruments, they are extensions of your nervous system. They speak to your brain in a language that promotes healing, clarity, and resilience. So when you use your hands purposefully, you're not just keeping them strong, you're keeping your mind alive. You're literally shaping your brain through movement, and that's one of the most natural, human, and powerful things you can do.
Hand stimulation enhances heart circulation and autonomic balance. There's a hidden conversation happening in your body every second. It's between your hands and your heart, and the language they speak is blood flow, nerve signaling, and pressure feedback. This interaction can either promote calm and healing, or if ignored, contribute to tension and fatigue. The good news is that with just a few simple techniques, you can use your hands to directly support heart health, circulation, and autonomic balance. Let's start with circulation. Your hands are packed with capillaries and arterioles that respond instantly to changes in temperature, pressure, and movement. When you squeeze your hands, either with a soft ball or by gently clenching and releasing your fists, you activate muscle contractions that help push blood through the veins. This isn't just local, it triggers a reflexive improvement in overall circulation, including to your heart and brain. What's happening is this: each time you contract the small muscles in your hands, you create what's called a muscle pump. This pump assists venous return, the flow of deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Better venous return improves cardiac output, meaning your heart doesn't have to work as hard to keep blood moving. For older adults, this can mean reduced blood pressure fluctuations, less dizziness, and improved stamina. But circulation is only half the story. The hands also influence your autonomic nervous system, the delicate balance between the sympathetic fight-or-flight mode and the parasympathetic rest and digest state. When you stimulate specific zones in the hands, especially the palm center and webbing between the thumb and index finger, you activate mechanoreceptors that send signals to the brainstem. These signals can downregulate stress responses and promote cardiovascular relaxation. In one study published in Autonomic Neuroscience, hand acupressure was shown to lower heart rate and improve heart rate variability, a key marker of nervous system flexibility and resilience. That's a sign your body is adapting well to stress and maintaining internal balance. Try this protocol to support your heart naturally. Sit comfortably and place your left hand palm up. With the thumb of your right hand, apply slow circular pressure in the center of the left palm for 30 seconds. Then gently press the webbing between your thumb and index finger for another 30 seconds. Switch sides. Breathe slowly as you do this. This isn't massage for tension, it's nervous system communication. You're telling your body, we are safe, we can slow down. You might feel a soft warmth rising in your chest, or notice your breath naturally deepens. These are signs of vagal tone improving and blood flow increasing. And this can be done anytime before sleep, after a stressful phone call, or even while waiting in traffic. You don't need high-tech devices or medications to shift your physiology. Your hands are ancient tools wired into your healing systems. When used with presence, they can lower your pulse, regulate blood pressure, and restore cardiac balance. If you're learning something new, subscribe because there's more natural healing wisdom to come. Here's a deeper truth. Your cardiovascular health is not just about cholesterol numbers or treadmill time. It's about rhythm. It's about how your heart responds to your nervous system signals. When you learn to use your hands to guide those signals through touch, breath, and movement, you tap into one of the most natural therapies available. This becomes especially important with age. The older heart responds more slowly to changes in posture, temperature, and stress. That's why gentle, daily hand stimulation becomes a tool not just for comfort, but for regulation. It's how you teach your heart to listen, adapt, and recover. Healing isn't just in your genes, it's in your daily gestures. And the ones you make with your hands may matter more than you think. Hand use and circulation support detoxification and lymphatic flow. Your body is designed to heal itself, but in order to heal, it has to move, especially the fluids that carry away waste, toxins, and inflammation. What many people forget is that the lymphatic system, your body's natural detox highway, doesn't have a pump like the heart. It relies entirely on movement, breath, and muscle contraction to keep things flowing. And one of the most effective ways to activate it is through your hands. Every time you open and close your fists, rotate your wrists, or stretch your fingers with intention, you're doing more than maintaining flexibility. You're generating lymphatic momentum. This is especially important for older adults because as we age, lymph flow tends to slow down. This sluggishness can lead to puffiness, fatigue, poor immune response, and even brain fog. The lymphatic vessels in the hands and arms are closely linked with the thoracic duct, the body's main drainage highway. This duct runs right under your chest and neck area, and it's responsible for transporting about 75% of the lymphatic fluid from your body back into the bloodstream. Gentle hand and arm movements help pump this fluid toward the heart, supporting detoxification, reducing swelling, and improving immune readiness. Now think about what happens when circulation and lymph flow stagnate after long periods of sitting, poor posture, or lack of motion. Tissues become congested, toxins accumulate, and inflammation rises. This can affect your joints, your mood, even your cognitive clarity. But the solution doesn't have to be intense. Even simple, intentional hand exercises done daily can begin to unlock those blockages. Try this. Place your hands palm up in front of you. Slowly spread your fingers wide. Then curl them into a loose fist. Repeat this 10 times while breathing deeply through your nose. Then rotate your wrists slowly in circles for 20 seconds in each direction. These movements gently activate the lymph in your forearms, shoulders, and neck, the very channels that influence head and brain detox. To go deeper, elevate your hands above heart level and repeat the same sequence. Raising your arms enhances gravity-assisted drainage through the lymphatic vessels and veins. This is especially useful at the end of the day when your limbs feel heavy or your mind feels dull. You're not just stretching, you're shifting chemistry. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that rhythmic upper limb activity improves lymphatic velocity and reduces inflammatory biomarkers. That's scientific confirmation of what ancient healing traditions have known all along. The body heals through movement, and the hands are one of the first places to start. You don't need saunas, detox teas, or expensive cleanses. Your detoxification system is already inside you, waiting to be turned on by simple motion, and your hands are the switch. If this insight sparks something in you, tap the like button. It helps more people discover this kind of practical healing wisdom. And here's one more benefit of hand-based lymph activation. It calms the immune system. When lymph flows better, immune cells circulate more freely. That means your body can identify and remove threats more efficiently without overreacting. For people struggling with chronic inflammation, this gentle stimulation becomes a daily tool for immune balance. So the next time your hands feel cold, stiff, or unused, don't ignore them. That's your body asking for flow. When you respond with motion, you're giving your system permission to cleanse, restore, and renew naturally. And now you've learned not only how to use your hands for healing, but why it works, because you've tapped into the design of your biology. You don't need to fight your body, just understand it. The rest takes care of itself. Here is the conclusion. So now you know what looked like a simple hand movement is actually one of the most profound tools for healing in the body. You've seen how something as subtle as squeezing your hands can activate brain function, increase oxygen to your cells, improve circulation, calm your nervous system, and even trigger your body's detox pathways. And you've seen how this happens not by magic, but through natural physiological design. Your body is built to respond to movement, it's built to restore balance, and it's built to heal if you know how to communicate with it. Let's recap the major systems this practice touches. First, the brain. Gentle hand compression activates sensory nerves that send signals to your cortex, improving blood flow, enhancing alertness, and even protecting against cognitive decline. This is especially important for seniors who are often told to rely on pills or puzzles to support brain health. In reality, it starts with circulation. Movement equals memory. Motion feeds cognition. Then we looked at the vascular system, how squeezing the hands functions like a mini heart pump, enhancing venous return and reducing pressure load on your actual heart. This boosts energy, supports your blood pressure regulation, and helps maintain stamina without the stress of cardio workouts. That's especially valuable as we age, when blood vessels become less elastic and more prone to stagnation. Next came the nervous system. Through your hands, you can communicate directly with your vagus nerve and help restore balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic states. That means better sleep, faster recovery from stress, and even more stable digestion and immune function. And again, it's your own body doing the work. You're not forcing anything, you're cooperating with your biology. Finally, we explored how hand movement affects your lymphatic and detoxification systems. Unlike blood vessels, lymph relies entirely on motion to move, and when you stimulate the hands, especially when your arms are elevated, you help your body cleanse itself from the inside out. Less puffiness, less brain fog, a lighter, cleaner, more energized feeling overall. This is the power of natural healing, not hype, not supplements, not dependency on treatments that disconnect you from your own body. What you've learned here is rooted in anatomy, physiology, and the way your body was always meant to function, and that brings us to your daily action. Here's your simple natural health challenge. For the next 7 days, take just 5 minutes twice a day, morning and evening, and practice this hand activation routine. Open and close your hands slowly 10 times. Massage the center of each palm in small circles for 30 seconds. Press gently between your thumb and index finger and hold for 30 seconds. Finish with slow wrist circles, 5 in each direction. Breathe through your nose the entire time. Focus your attention on the sensation of warmth, pressure, and flow. Track how you feel. Are your hands warmer? Is your mind clearer? Are you sleeping deeper? Are you recovering faster from fatigue or stress? These are signs that your body is listening, that your nervous system is adjusting, that healing is underway, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments what will you try first. And don't forget to subscribe and join this journey of natural healing and healthy aging. Your body is ready. You just need to give it what it needs. You are not broken. You are not powerless. And you are not too old to feel good again. Your biology hasn't given up. It's just waiting for the right signal. This is one of those signals. Now it's in your hands. Literally.